Welcome everyone. Episode 4. Let me get some stuff set up. Quick, then we'll begin. I have 2 companions to go to. I brought Felix. Room. I should probably not be wasting all my ammo. I don't know if I blow it all up. This will be the one I'm gonna throw all this stuff. I'm not using my cylinder. Why not? I meant to put that on there. This. I mean, I meant to put it on here. Here we go, boys.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return. Understood. If you die or are incarcerated for life, I can generate a new ID for the next captain. I would prefer if you return, though. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed.
Oh, God. Sorry about that, guys.
I'm sorry, you people? Did you just cast a generalization on upstanding UDL employees? That's a fine of 200 bits. You're up to 5,708, not including the cost of your execution and the disposal of your remains, which will be assessed posthumously. Protocol is important, sir. The sentencing of one crime does not preclude the sentencing of another, technically speaking. Tartarus Docking Authority, signing off.
Transmission terminated. How can I be of assistance? I request you do not wake me if I am sleeping upon your return.
See who the brain. Time to kill some prison guards. Maybe it's prisoners, so they're wealthy, have tons of money.
Muting volume now.
Let's see who's this talking. Quick, I'm gonna open my phone. So read this. See, I brought the robot. Literally right there.
Mean and ready to kill germs.
I need to trade this out for it. They're gold weapons, so they must be good. Get him, Sam.
Industrial stain.
Double tap.
I am a star.
So much loot. Dang it.
What? What was that? Maintenance job fulfilled.
Incoming!
That's how you enter prison. You enter and take their lockpicks. Ooh. It's better to have a bunch of ammo in it. Those earrings better be a lot of money. God damn it, they aren't. They're worth 13 bits.
Keen on walking into a prison. They lock me up, I'm liable to kill everyone trying to get back out.
Area sanitization is elaborate on purpose. Task classification, easy peasy. Would you like Sam to tidy up this area? Waiting for confirmation command. Confirmation command not received. Dirt alert! Dirt alert! Audio required.
Something's not right. I'm gonna go have a look.
Caution!
I thought your dad died in the Kia.
To shreds, you say?
Literally have no health.
Preparing to neutralize and sanitize. One order of second fan coming up.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Ah fuck. Fuck. I have no idea where my last save was. I have no freaking idea. just right here.
Skilled crew members.
What will we will stay? Caution! Medical contamination occurring! Clean cycle complete.
Oh my gosh, I almost died there. Do my own looting.
Coming up.
I am a star!
Analysis of evidence. Wrong tool for the job. This unit's middle name. Cycle back to industrial stain.
Covering you!
Not much of a labyrinth. More like, show me the money. Show me the money, Riff.
Incoming! Mega Message. Assuming passive mode.
Some of these places just have other ways in. Yep, I know there's things there. everything all powerful. Maybe before gun beta. Let's go, boys.
Area filth level assessment. Disgusting! Resistance is single effort. Analysis of efforts. Wrong tool for the job.
Reminder, lying in the dirt is unsanitary.
Mr. 37 cleans it up. To your left. Neutralize.
This pistol's a little more powerful than I thought it'd be. Jail cells actually look nice.
I'm working as fast as I can, all right? If y'all would quit bothering me, I'd get this done sooner. Is that a joke? Y'all call me out to fix the FPS and now you're asking me who I am? Whatever. I need to fix this before I get in trouble, so stop bothering me. Forced pacification system. If the prisoners riot, we gas them. It went a little haywire after the last deployment, so here I am. Anyway, I need to finish this, so get out of here, will you? What? What?
Entering quiet mode.
No gassing civilians. Bitch. Even if they're prisoners. You're not gassing. Finish. Probably don't need to do this, I'm gonna do it anyway. Yep. Didn't need to do that, but I did it anyway. Well, Ashton going up.
Is unable to do that.
MSI won't lay you down!
I'm gonna push some more in there. I'll get back to that pickpocket and then murder them.
Dirt! Alert! Dirt! Alert! Resistant to cleaning efforts.
Boop.
look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. Ah, I knew I smelled Monarch when you lot walked in. The stench of sulfur, depression, and desperate bravado is unmistakable.
Keep talking, you'll be smelling iron. Ain't nobody so important I won't put a bullet in.
And... oh, I had heard you were dragging around a repurposed janitorial mechanical. My staff jokes that it's because you're a walking pile of refuse.
Interactive database updated. The unique organic substance labeled Chairman has been classified as filth, imminent for incineration.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens. Haven't you heard? Phineas is working for us now. It took some doing, but employing an efficient management strategy of putting our guns to his head seems to have done the trick.
Isn't organic.
Object is tuned to be speckless. Good news, customer. All germs and contaminants have been neutralized. Neutralize and sanitize.
God damn it. Oh, that was my fault. That was my fault. Let's hope I save soon. Hope it saved me really near. One order of frickin' fan coming up.
Time to collect the flying down.
What? Who's that?
Unexpected noise sweeping the area.
Clean, and ready to kill germs.
Warning. Crew member requires maintenance.
glad I picked up my SI. They're coming helpful.
Before the storm and all that?
Difficult job ahead? Consider equipping a pack of Sam's special solvent stain-out remover. It's ruthless on residual blood splatter. Every Sam unit... Thank you. All cleaning tasks...
What's up? What's with the plus? You want to know something? Just... All right.
Captain.
Jesus.
You have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty. Typical. Running your mouth in the middle of a crisis. It's almost as if you delight in chaos. I should have dealt with you a long time ago. You were always too dangerous to leave unchecked. Leaving you alive was my greatest mistake, but it is a mistake I intend to correct. I have Dr. Wells in my custody. Once I've secured his cooperation, I can move forward with the program. I can repair the damage you've done. I can set things right. I'm aware of your propensity for violence. Halcyon is a bloodier place because of you. I take no pleasure in this, you know. I simply have no other option. Leaving you alive is too great a risk. Goodbye, Captain. If you insist. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it programmed to eliminate you on sight and rinse your remains down a drain. And don't worry. I will inform Dr. Wells that you died heroically, or something.
Boss battle music? You guys ready for boss battle? God damn it. Not boss. I was waiting for something to be bigger.
Scoured with pressure. Sanitization incoming.
Covering you!
Analysis of effort. Wrong tool for the job.
Oh my god, it's already moving! thought Ram was gonna be a giant murder machine, but
Why won't
Neutralized.
Jesus.
get me out of here?
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was much deserved, and long overdue. And you lunatic, you broke into the board's own fortress just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough.
That wasn't that much of a labyrinth.
Ah, all in a day's work for you, huh? You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated. I would like nothing more than to celebrate this victory, but we have a serious problem on our hands. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own. Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have failed, including me. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds, and then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us? When I revived you, I thought you were going to help me save this colony. I was wrong. I had our roles reversed, you see. You're the one who's going to save us all. I'm just the one who set you on your path. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows what tomorrow holds. Exciting, isn't it?
Yep. I might do a little pause here, because I gotta go to the bathroom. Sorry, you guys.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of
history. The game already?
The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair.
God damn it.
Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Sanjar's civil liberties and worker-centric policies were slow to catch on with the other corporations. But as Halcyon began its long, arduous journey toward recovery, many of Terra 2's smaller townships started adopting MSI's alternative corporate structure, and eventually became entirely self-sufficient. In the coming years, many of these townships managed to eke by, where otherwise they might have starved. Over the years, the ruins of Edgewater caused irreversible environmental damage to the landscape of Emerald Vale, owing largely to the presence of toxic compounds in the town's building materials. As for Edgewater's former workers, their remains provided a source of nourishment for the region's fauna, leading to an explosion in the sprat population. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. It was said that the first corpse that fed her garden belonged to Reed Thompson. Junlei Tennyson fought to protect the Groundbreakers' independence. While the board's influence faded, mechanical difficulties forced her to rely on parts that only corporations could provide. The cost was high, and time would tell if Junlei could balance the work with her aspirations for a better future. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell, and she often wished aloud that her dad was still alive to teach her about the finer points of starship care and maintenance. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently as its chief and sole engineer. As hard as she tried to drink them away, Nyoka's memories eventually overcame her. Traveling with the crew served as a constant reminder of the family she'd lost, and so she eventually returned to Monarch to get back to what she found most comfortable: the deep end of a bottle and the far end of a trail. Few have seen her since, but travelers often swear they hear her and her machine gun in the night, screaming swears and spitting bullets. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, He threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Thank you guys for joining me. And this was Outer Worlds. I didn't expect this. How do I was actually expecting us to do more. Maybe after that settings we'll be able to do back and do the rest of the parts in it. For now, if you enjoy the music, watch this. I shall be going with it. I may return. Thank you guys for joining me. This was Outer Worlds. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to. And let me see. Oh, that's just at the very end. I may go and replay this. But make sure I complete every quest. And I'll stream it for you guys. So you guys can see it. And have a good day. Peace.